today's class is going to be yoga for restless leg syndrome. And if you're not pregnant, that might seem very funny or odd, or what is restless leg syndrome? But really what it is where your legs feel achy and jittery at the same time. At least that's been my experience, where they're jittery. I can't get them to just chill out and relax. It's kind of hard to sleep, but then also they're kind of achy and heavy as well. So this class is really going to engage those muscles so they can kind of burn off that jittery excess energy, and then also really find relaxation. So hopefully it'll help you sleep better if that's been a challenge for you as well. So if you're not pregnant, this class is also great for runners. So if you're looking for a recovery practice, for a recovery day after a long run, this could be great, or after a long hike. So even if you're not pregnant, I think it can be used for other things as well. So enjoy, and we'll get started. We're going to begin today's class in an easy seated pose. So find a comfortable seat where you can feel your sit bones grounding into the earth. Feel a lengthening in your spine as the crown of your head draws up towards the sky. Notice your breath here. Notice your inhale. And begin to notice your exhale without trying to change or adjust anything. And as you adjust and get settled here, maybe roll your shoulders up and back, really lengthening again through the crown of your head towards the sky. And spend a few moments connecting with your breath. You might choose here to notice your exhale and tune into that breath as you let it go, and then just completely release as you inhale. Which may sound counterintuitive, but almost focusing more on the exhale than the inhale. And if it feels good, begin to do a few neck circles, choosing one direction to begin. Rolling your head over to the right side, down towards the front of your mat, over, back up, nose pointed towards the sky. And just continue to circle your neck here in a way that feels comfortable. When your crown of your head reaches up towards the sky, begin to move the other direction. When that feels good, bring the crown of your head back to center. We're going to just lean into that left side, extending those right fingertips to the sky, leaning into that side body. Inhale lets you find length, and exhale brings you closer to the left side of your mat. Let your next inhale lift you up and move you over to the right side of your mat this time. Exhale, sinking into that right side, into those fingertips. Let your inhale lift you up. Exhale, twist towards that left side, right fingertips coming to your knee. Finding a nice length through the crown of your head here. And breathing into that twist. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale, twist to the right side, left hand coming towards your right knee. Finding length here. And your next exhale brings you back to center. And so here we're going to work on connecting our arm movements with our breath. So on our inhale, we're going to inhale our hands up to the sky and exhale, press away. So let your inhale take your hands as far as they want to go. So if your inhale breath stops here, stop there. And just move with your inhale and exhale. So inhale, exhale, drop everything back. And so really connect with your own breath here, syncing up with your own movements. Let your inhale lift. Three more on your own. And when you're ready, we're going to move into a tabletop position to move through a few cow-cat poses. So inhale, drop your belly, crown of your head, tailbone, reach the sky. Exhale, rounding through, pressing your navel towards your spine. Inhale, drop. Exhale, round. Inhale, drop. Exhale, round through. So as we come back into tabletop, really press into your fingertips, alleviating some of the pressure in your wrists, making sure wrists are below shoulders, knees below hips. And we're going to press our right toes back if that feels good. Feeling a nice calf stretch here. So restless leg syndrome is a very strange sensation, and my experience of it has been that I'm kind of achy and jittery at the same time, and pressing through those muscles, really engaging them, and then letting them go has been helpful for me. I also really like the Calm supplement. That's a magnesium supplement to help relax the muscles, or Epsom salt baths feel good for me usually as well. So once that feels complete, once you feel like you've had a nice little stretch in your calves, we're going to lift our knees off the ground in a little hovering table here. So as you engage, really find strength, using your breath to anchor you. Exhale, let those knees drop, and we're going to move into a puppy pose. So having your knees below your hips and really just walking those hands, let everything fall forward from here. Should feel good in your upper back. And let your next exhale, walk your hands back. Walk your tailbone back towards your heels in a child's pose. And you might want to find a lot of room here as you widen your knees a bit. Just noticing how you feel. Let your next inhale take you up briefly into a downward facing dog, maybe walking your feet out here before walking forward to the front of our mats. So for me, it feels good to take a much wider stance right now, letting everything hang forward from the hips. Inhale, circle sweep those hands up, and then exhale to heart center. So here we're going to take a little flow before coming into mountain pose Tadasana. So inhale, hands up. Exhale, press the airway, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the crown of your head. Exhale, fold. We're going to inhale, circle sweep the hands up. Exhale, hands through heart center. So as we come into mountain here, really find a good foundation starting in your feet. Almost feel like there is someone pulling you up from your ankles to kind of find nice stability in your feet, drawing up through your thighs, through your spine, and finally through the crown of your head. So everything draws up. Roll your shoulders down and back. Open your hands. Notice your body here. What sensations are you feeling right now? So we're going to come into a little kind of strengthening exercise here where we're going to be pressing through our toes up and then dropping our heels. So really this movement is coming from our ankles and calves. We're on our inhale. We're going to press everything up towards the sky, taking our hands kind of interlace, palms face up and press. And then our exhale drops everything back, and you can rest the backs of your hands on the crown of your head. So we're going to go through 10 of these, and the goal is to really sync up body with breath. So inhale, press, everything strengthens, press through, and exhale brings you back down. So we're going to inhale, exhale, really find foundation in all 10 of your toes. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, press. Exhale, lowers you down. And if you'd like to use a wall, you can use a wall for stability as well. So just having your hand out to the side. Inhale, press. Exhale, lower. So do 5 more of those on your own, really listening to your own breath, finding your own rhythm here. Pressing through those toes. Exhale, everything sinks back down, relaxing. And when you're done, we're going to meet at the top of our mat and move through just another little flow down into forward fold. So inhale, lift. Exhale, press everything away, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Just take a few moments here, a little longer in our fold this time, letting everything hang forward from your hips. And when you're ready, our next inhale is going to bring us into chair. We're going to find some strength here, really sinking into those heels, really sitting back, trying to bring those knees back as far as possible over the toes. You can maybe even lift your toes if that helps you find a good positioning. And find a few breaths here. Next inhale, let that bring you back up. And we're going to move into a little tree pose here. Again, rooting through your toes, your foot, and taking our first side. So bringing that right foot to our inner left thigh. Really finding strength here. Kind of pressing that inner thigh into the sole of your foot, finding length through the crown of your head. And let yourself find ease while finding strength at the same time. And if you want to keep your foot on your calf or towards your ankle, that's great too, just making sure to avoid the knee. So when that side feels complete, we're going to Come to our right leg as our standing leg. Bring our left sole of our foot to where it feels good for your tree pose today. Pressing those toes into the thigh, and the thigh presses into the sole of the foot. Finding your breath here. And feel free to take an arm variation, maybe cactus arms, maybe lengthening them towards the sky, or hands at heart center, whatever feels good for you. And when that feels complete, we're going to bring our left foot down. We're going to take our flow down to our mat. So inhale, hands lift. Exhale, press the air away, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And from there, sit down towards your mat. Maybe move the fleshy part of your glutes away, finding your sit bones in the earth. Maybe a bend in your knees feels good. Inhale our hands up. And exhale, fold. And as my belly gets bigger, I want to take a little bit of a more mild fold. Just finding your breath here for a few moments. Before coming back up to seated, swinging your legs around, coming back into tabletop once again. We're going to take that calf stretch one more time. Notice if anything feels different. If maybe your legs feel a little more warmed up or a little more relaxed. Maybe they feel tighter. Hopefully not. And when that feels good, we're going to bring our right leg through into a low lunge here. So again, finding that foundation in our low lunge. And maybe it feels good to get an additional quad stretch here and catch your back left toes. Really opening here. We don't want to twist or strain, but if it feels good, if it feels nice to have a little quad stretch here, you can add that. Then on our next exhale, we're going to peel those right toes up towards the sky, coming into our half splits here. So now we're stretching into those right hamstrings. Still finding length. And we're going to roll back through to our low lunge, bringing that right leg back and bringing the left toes forward into our low lunge. So again, set yourself up in a nice foundation. Lifting through the crown of your head. If it feels good, you can catch this time your back right toes into a little quad stretch. Finding a position that feels good for you. Then exhale, peel those left toes up into our half splits. Feeling that nice hamstring stretch. Roll through that low lunge before bringing both knees back to center. We're going to curl our toes under, coming into Thai Gaddis pose, or also modified toe stand, it's also called too. So really feeling ourselves ground into all of our toes. Nicely dispersing our weight. Lifting through the crown of our heads. When that feels complete for you, we're going to come into cow face pose legs. So I like coming into it from a tabletop where you bring your right knee in front of our left knee, and then kind of walk those feet out wide. So the goal is to start working towards feeling grounded in both sit bones, maybe bringing a block or pillow underneath for support, or even a little blanket you can tuck. Inhale, lengthening through the crown of your head. Maybe exhale, tip a tiny bit forward. We don't have as much room right now if you're pregnant, so just a tiny little tilt forward is all I need. Really breathing into those hips. Inhale brings you back to lengthening. Maybe you walk your hands forward to unwind. This time bring the left knee forward, right knee behind. Walking those hands back to cow face pose the other direction. So working towards stacking our knees, both sit bones grounded into the earth, lengthening through the crown of your head. Really breathe into your hips here. And if it feels good, to lengthen on your inhale and then exhale, hinge just slightly to feel a little bit more stretch. You're welcome to do that as well. So your inhale lifts you up, kind of tip forward to unwind your legs. And so for the next few postures, actually not this one, but the two after, we might take a little pause to set up for some modifications. So we're going to come in to Reclined Buddha. So come onto your side, maybe coming down to your left side first, and have a nice little angle bend in your knees. And you kind of keep yourself propped up here. So if it feels good, you can catch your knee, kind of notice how it feels. If you lift that right leg up, and if you want to go deeper, you can grab your toe, inhale, or your foot, or wherever it feels good. Inhale, lift that leg, and then exhale, you're going to catch your ankle, bring it back. So we're kind of just moving through a little flow here. Find what feels good. So we're going to move that through that again to practice. So bring you back to center. Reset on your inhale. Exhale, lift your knee. Inhale can lengthen if it feels good, catching your toes. And then exhale brings that back. Almost like we're laying on our side in dancer pose. So catching that back ankle. Pressing our chest forward, toes back. And then let everything drop. And so now we're going to move into the other side. So we're going to come onto our right side this time. The right forearm on the ground. Find that nice little bend in your legs. I'm going to reset here. Inhale. Exhale, lifts your knee. That's feeling good. Maybe inhale, extend your leg up. And then exhale, catch your ankle. Almost like we're doing dancer while on the ground. It's really pressing back into that ankle, pressing your chest forward. And then exhale brings you back. So do one more time on this side. So inhale to set. Exhale, lift that knee to hovering a little bit. Maybe catch your knee. Inhale, grab your foot, extend to the sky. And then exhale, catching that ankle, bringing it back into almost like a modified dancer's pose. And exhale brings that knee back. And so what we're going to do now is you might want either a bolster and 2 blocks, or you might want I just have a stack of pillows. So I have 3 pillows here to kind of make myself a nice little ramp. So what I do is kind of put the longer pillow sideways, 1 pillow on top, and 1 acting kind of like a ramp up to the second pillow. So if you have a bolster, you can stack your block the tallest height towards the back and then the lower height towards the front, and it'll make a nice little incline ramp here. And so also too, you'll want a yoga strap or a belt. In my case, I have a belt. And so kind of walk your tailbone back towards the base of your little incline ramp here. We're going to lower ourselves down and find somewhere you feel really comfortable. And so we're going to be doing a modified reclined big toe pose. So if it feels good, we're going to bring that belt around our foot. Inhale, lifting that leg towards the sky. And again, in pregnancy, things tend to relax and be more stretchy. So be really mindful of what actually feels good. And think about bringing your hips to even, so both hips are parallel, squared off, not tipping into one side or the other. And breathe here. And let your exhale bend your knee, bring it down. We're going to move our strap around our other foot. And if you can do it without lifting your upper body, even better, so you don't put any strain on our core. When you're ready, inhale, lift those toes to the sky, finding a placement that feels good. Working to square off those hips and really breathe here. Exhale, bend that knee, lower it back down to the mat. And so ever so gently roll into your side, because we're going to set up for our last posture. So for our final resting posture today, we're going to do a very modified legs up the wall pose. So again, you'll want to keep that little ramp so we're not flat on our back. You can either scoot your butt up close to a couch, or you can use some sort of chair. And it might take a few tries to get the right positioning. So you want to kind of have your tailbone rested at the base of your little ramp in a place where the chair feels close enough that you can kind of drape your legs over. You can also go up to a wall and completely extend your legs up. Sometimes I don't prefer that. I kind of like to have them hang a little bit. And so our goal in this final resting posture in our Shavasana is to find ultimate relaxation and letting go. So hopefully, if you're having issues with restless leg syndrome, or even if you're just practicing this after a long hike or a run, you can really feel relaxed. Take some time, notice the crown of your head, notice your face, notice your upper body. Where are you holding tension? See if you can just let it go a little bit more. Notice your arms and fingertips. Notice your belly. Maybe noticing if baby's making any movements. Notice your legs. Notice your toes. Feel as if your whole body is just sinking into the ground. Feel free to stay here as long as you want. But if it feels good, if you feel
relaxed. Feel like your legs are kind of gotten out the restless energy and now relaxing. Maybe roll onto your side. Coming back up to seated. And we're just going to take one final collective breath here. So, and again, moving really slow as we move onto our side and sit up. So we're going to take our last inhale. Exhale everything out. Thank you so much for practicing, and have a good day.